Okay, this is Mrs. Lax. Um, there's another thing that I've been hearing too. They've been addressing me, if you will, 59-year-old woman, a grandmother of 10. Now get this. That fat woman, that fat bitch, that fat woman, that fat bitch. Well, why am I so important to you as a fat woman and a fat bitch? Why are you making me like a god in your life that you got to look at me and watch me every day and like I'm your shrine that you come and worship and bow down? You think about me more than you do God. And that is something that you are supposed to have no other God before the God of the universe. Why are you looking to me like I'm a God or a goddess and address me as that fat bitch? Why? Because you 20 or 30 years old? Let's see, what Miss Lax, what was you doing when you was 20 and 30? I was basically minding my own damn business. It was about going to work, taking care of my kids, going out to the club every now and then. That's exactly what I was doing. I was not up in somebody else's older and grown people business. But now that they got the cameras, oh, they thugs behind the cameras. They camera gangsters. They camera thugs, if you will. That is not my name. Let me address this because you teach it. It seems like you coming across like I'm a 20-year-old or I'm that girl from high school that you're bullying and that you're trying to intimidate. I'm not afraid of your crowd. I just don't want to be bothered by you. Does that make any sense? A person going to do to you whatever that they want to do to you, daytime, new, whatever. So at the end of the day, if you feel that you need to do something about this fat ass woman that you don't like and you're trying to have everybody else not like her, well then do it. What are you waiting for? You took my son's life. Do it. Do it. I don't fear you. I don't fear your circle of friends and everybody else that you feel that you need to join the jump on the bandwagon. You need me to go get you some more people because I don't mind. Go ahead. I did put an ad out in the paper for you to get more people to gather around and hate me. My name is not fat bitch. I'm too old to be called that. You want somebody called yo mama? Your mama, fat bitch. Some of them do have some fat ass mama with fat ass stomach and overwhelming stomach. Do you address your mother like that? Do you address your grandmother as that? Well, why are you addressing somebody else's mother as such? Why are you addressing somebody else's grandmother as such? Would you want somebody to address your mother like that? Would you want somebody to talk to your mother like that? That is not my name. My name is Minister Crystal Lashelle Lax. And that's another thing. You act like you got a problem with me and Jesus and the ministry. Like you jealous literally of the ministry because nobody is out there sinning with you. Nobody is out there doing your weed smoking, your drug doing, and your drinking like no tomorrow. So what, you got a problem with Jesus? Are you jealous with Jesus? Are you jealous and envy of Jesus? Are you jealous of Jesus Christ's ministry? Are you envy of Jesus Christ's ministry? So what, you trying to sabotage that too? That's sad. Do you know what a minister is? Because I ain't got to explain my training to you no more. That's already been established. A minister is a person that soothes people's souls when it's hurting. See, evangelist, because I started off as an evangelist. An evangelist is one that grabs the soul back from the devil. It seems like you need somebody as a evangelizing around you. And then a minister that soothes that soul, the hurting soul, the aching soul. But listen, let me tell you something. Just because I'm a minister, don't mean that I have to kiss your tail. Don't mean that I have to sit up there and shrink myself down to make you feel comfortable in your sin and make you feel comfortable in your criminal activity. If no one will tell you it is a crime, go to Ohio State. It is a criminal crime to use any electronic device on a person without their consent. Even if you're a police officer, where's your warrant? Where's your probable cause to be videotaping me? That is like a Fourth Amendment rights violation. You are searching and you are seizing me. Yes, you are. And you're violating the 14th Amendment rights. Even that. And then here's another thing, because police officers can be quickly terminated if the department found out that you used those equipment without their authorization. Many of police officers got fired for running people license without them checking in to the police department. You can get terminated because you work for them. You don't run the police department. You are a employee of the government, of the police department. That's why internal affairs look and watch over you. That's why the Department of Justice watch over your conduct and your misconduct. If you're doing any form of misconduct, then you have to check in with them. So even though I wear a badge, I have no right to be harassing people. My own opinion is not the law. Your personal opinion about me is not the law. You didn't go to Congress and you didn't put in a legislative or a bill to make your opinion about fat ass women, Crystal, to become a law. So your opinion is just your own opinion, and then you try to fat shame. This is their logic. This is how you know that these people are cuckoo for cocoa pop. Oh, we're fat shaming people because we're just concerned about their overweight, and we just think that, they should not, they should do something about their overweight. Okay, all right. Can I interact right here, interject right here? First of all, who body does that belong to? Hmm. Would that be their own property? That's possessive. Mine. If I say mine, that is a possessive word. That means it belongs to me. So that is their property. Their body is their property. That's the 14th Amendment rights in the Constitution of the United States. So who are you to trespass on their property? Who are you? If you really want me to go deep there, I can go deep there. Who are you to violate their 14th Amendment rights? That they have a right to life, even if that person want to blow up to 500-600 pounds. That 14th Amendment rights give them the right to live their life however that they desire, even if they want to be my 600-pound life. That's their constitutional rights. Who are you to sit back and have your little opinion about somebody else's life, but you ain't taking care of your own life? Okay, then let's go. Then they say, oh, but they shouldn't just be eat. Why don't they stop? What don't they? Why? Because you anorexia, and you also have a distorted image about yourself, so you try to reflect, efflect, and deflect all of your own perception off on somebody else, projections off on somebody else. She has no right to say, look how skinny she is, anorexia heifer. I mean, like, who is she, a big fat woman, to be sitting up there projecting you because you're a skinny, you skinny. So you wouldn't like nobody doing that to you. You don't want nobody to skinny shame you. So why are you fat shaming? It's not making any sense, does it? Well, I'm just concerned about their health. Well, here's the thing about fat shamers, if you will. You said that you're concerned about these people' health, right? So you say. Well, one thing I don't want to do is ridicule people, because now we messing with somebody' emotion and mental health. And then that brings forth stress. And if you're wise now, because you're the fat shamer and you're the one that got your body intact, right? Okay, all right. Even though some of you are using meth to keep your weight under control and drugs to keep your weight under control, it's just a sneaky little hidden habit of yours, right? That you want to keep it away from the public. But some of you are using drugs, street drugs, in order to keep your weight down, okay? Or starving yourself and you become anorexia or bulimic, okay? All right, you also have some eating disorder, right? Or somebody is eating out of emotions. Okay, well, let's just take the fact check. Instead of choking your tail and hurting your tail, maybe that person used food to soothe them when they're angry. You understand? Because you're pissing them off about, first they're seeing how you're crossing over their boundaries. That goes to tell me that you have no boundaries. You set no boundaries for yourself. You set no boundaries to respect the boundaries of other people. That's what it shows. The fat shamers. You figure that it's your way, and that's how everybody else should see things your way. But not everybody have a distorted self body image like you do. Okay. And then, so therefore, if I really care about these people' health, well, then why am I going around trying to fat shame them, trying to bring all kind of people to ridicule them? Wouldn't you be concerned about the mental and the emotional health of that person, right? I mean, you say that you guys are experts. Fat shamers are experts, right? You're fat policing, right? Okay. All right. But what happens when the person becomes so stressed out and the cortisol, which is stress hormones, right, begins to make them gain weight? So what do you do about that? The stress is making them gain, not lose it. I mean, how do you handle that? And then with the fat shamers, there is a rare condition that some people have where I seen the one girl where she get one leg get filled up with nothing but fluid, and the other leg is skinny. I mean, what do you do about that? Do you always make fun of people that has a disorder, have something wrong with them, mental health? You like to mess with Dominique or Natisha? You know, it seemed like they like whoever look weak and vulnerable to them because they want to be gangster. Like NAA. You know what I'm saying? They want to be gangster, but they pick the vulnerable. They pick the elders. They pick people in walkers and wheelchair. They pick on the homeless. They pick on the mental health. They want to abuse them. They want to mistreat them. But yet you got your life in check, right? Why are you zoning in on people that really need help? People that you could be a help to. See, if I had my choice and if I was the judge, for this little ministry that I'm getting started, I will have every last one of your ass right there doing community service. Come on, you're gonna get this Jesus Christ ministry started right here. Yep, yep. I want you to go out there, go raise some money for the van. Judge, is that okay for them? Since they like to pick fights with people, and since you like to mess with the homeless, yeah, you're gonna be a part of this ministry. You're gonna help the homeless. You know what I'm saying? If I had my way, for these spoiled brats and out of control, little entitled Generation Z that has no respect for no one. You understand? If I had my choice, we'll take a trip to LA and I'll drop you off at Skid Row and go to the district and go shopping and let you go ahead and see if you survive Skid Row. You understand? Gangster, computer gangsters, computer cyber gangsters. That's what I do. At the end of the day, Judge, can I have them for a minute? I promise I ain't go. I'm not gonna hurt them, but I want them. I want them to be. I want them to learn a lesson from this. That means that I want you to work in the ministry. You're gonna be the minister. You're gonna be the ministry. You're gonna sit down. You're gonna learn the word, and then you're gonna go out here, evangelize the word, and then you're gonna pass out food, clothing, and blankets and stuff for the ministry. Since you want to talk about homeless people, then if I was the judge, I would make you do community service. And then some time for invading people life like this, for hurting the mental health. I make your tail go work among the mental health since you like to pick with them. The elders, since you like to mess with people in walkers and wheelchair, I would community service with the elders because you too spoiled and you disrespectful. You disrespectful. We're talking about people that got 40 years, 50 years, 60 years over you. And for you older people, oh my God, if you haven't grew up by the age of 40 and 50 and 60, there is no hope for you. Because you're supposed to, according to the book of Titus, you are supposed to be a role model to the young people. The older man is supposed to show the young men how to be a real man in God. The older women, you're not supposed to be competing. You can't compete against a young woman, and a young woman can't compete against you. It's too much age and experience in between. Your journey is all the way here at 59. This girl just is getting started in her 20. She just popped out of her mama's stomach 20 years ago. This girl got to go through she got to go through her 20s. She got to go through her 30s. She got to go through her 40s before she even reach your 60s. There is no competition here. It is for us to show and guide, and it's for them, hopefully, to sit and listen to wisdom because we already done went through those paths. And it's like, nah, that ain't a good idea. But if you don't listen, you're going to be hard headed and you're going to keep on doing same old thing, or you're going to live a rough life. You're not picking up the golden nuggets that the older people is leaving behind because you think that you know everything. You think that you got it all under control. Why? Because you're making prostitute money. Why? Because you're making stripper money. Why? Because you're working in a brothel in Nevada or any other place. Why? Because they got you escorting. Why? You the girl, right? Right? You that girl, right? Because you're an escorter. But you know what? You know what happens? You get used up, and then the men throw you out. They throw you away like you're trash, like you ain't nothing. Then they begin to talk about you after they don't drugged you and turned you out. Then they talk about you being, look at her crack-headed ass, or look at her drug-headed ass, after they don't use you. You understand? But you know, you young, you know everything. But I bet you right now, you probably on somebody's pole. So you understand, if you listening to them on that level, you on somebody's pole because they got to make money off of you, or they need to get off by watching you. You understand? So you feeding the perverts. In other words, you're feeding their appetites. You understand? So it's like at the end of the day, who you to talk about anybody, fat shamers and the men that point fingers at women that's older. That's another thing. Why do you men mess with older women? And you're aging. The older men talk about older women like we're dogs, like we don't have no value. Wait a minute, I beg to differ. I was born in 1967, baby. And let me tell you something, I am a classic. I am a 1967 classic. That is rare. And that is something of value, honey, at the end of the day. So I don't know how you see me, but I don't base myself on how a man see me because I no longer need the validation of a man no more. You know, when you're young, you think, okay, I just need a man to tell me that I'm pretty. And I just need a man to tell me how beautiful I am. But when you learn your soul by you going through the journey and different type of relationship with different men, oh, okay, yeah, okay, all right, well, I need to learn me. I need time out for me. I need to know who I am. I need to know who I am, where I'm from, and where I'm going, or where I desire to go. If I want to be a minister, that is my choice. That is my choice. I don't want to be out on the street. Ain't nothing out there on the street. I don't want to be around those men. Ain't nothing out there around them. They want to party. They want to screw this person and be in the bed with that person. I don't want that type of lifestyle. You understand? And if I did want a relationship, oh yeah, he has to be a man of God, and he have to like fat women, love fat women. I mean, BB for lover, BBW lover. I mean, just love everything about a BBW. You understand? I don't look for somebody that hate fat women. So that's them coming over here to this territory. If a man hate fat women, why are you over here on this territory? Go over there on your side. Why are you crossing over? Like all of a sudden, the BBW try to get on a BBW website, find men that's into them, right? Then you get these skinny guys and skinny women hop over here and talking they mess to us. But why are you crossing over? Why are you over here? Why don't you go over there to the I'm so fine and I got wine type of website and go date those people that you can relate to? You understand? Like they don't want fat women to have a life. They don't want fat women to be loved. They don't want fat women. They don't like for a man to show a big woman with a good heart any type of love, any type of gentleness, any type of respect. As long as the men's is talking shit about me, talking about me, making fun of me, then the other women's is good. You good, right? Give yourself a hand clap, right? Because that's what you want to achieve, right? Because see, when I was younger, I had all type of guys friends. I had white friends, I had white guys, I had because I like 31 flavor, baby. I was like Baskin Robbins, truth be told. At the end of the day, I loved the Jamaicans, I loved all of them at the end of the day. So some women get mad because men's be complimenting me and being a big woman, and they ask the question, well, what does he see in her? Well, maybe my heart. Maybe they see my heart. Maybe they see like my personality. You know what I'm saying? I'm outgoing. I'm not as shy as people think I am. I'm just a observer to see what kind of energy that you got before I check in with you all the way. You understand? So therefore, at the end of the day, it's like who is the fat shamer? Who is all these people pointing fingers at other people? Look at the old men. You make fun of me being an old woman, but look at you. Look at you. You got bags up under your eyes. And I mean those droopy, like Droopy the doll. I mean those droopy eyes. You got those deep bags real bad. But do you see somebody talking about you? Do you see somebody pointing out your old age? You got wrinkles all up on your face? You got wrinkles all on your body. You got that old man wrinkles that when I was in the nurse home, I used to take care of them. You got those, but is anybody talking about you? And don't forget the medical part that as a man grow older, that down there begin to shrink after the age of 45. That's why they be trying to take Viagra, but ain't nobody talking about you. Why are you pointing fingers at people and nobody is pointing them back at you? Think about that. Think about you first before you sit up there and judge somebody else. What is your flaws? What is so flaws about you that you don't have it right and you don't have everything intact? Peace out.